Welcome back to Brick System Brothers. My name is Nathan Masters, and this bin contains many standard bricks, Lego bricks. These are mostly all of the bricks from the Joblot. So yeah, going back to the late 2020 stuff, that was kind of the last time I was really looking at this. I guess I've posted a couple of videos earlier this year looking at mechanical, like other subgroups of parts, but now really getting into some more of the bulk stuff, and starting off with the bricks. So this has been sitting for a while. At this point, I think I'm going to just kind of sort these out by specific type and part. So, you know, all the 1x8 bricks together, 1x1 bricks. There's a couple bigger ones in here, and see what all has been included. We're all sorted out now, and the nice thing about these larger lots is you get a pretty good representation, you know, of the cross section of the different types of pieces. So with smaller lots, you might end up with an overabundance of 1x2s, and then, you know, hardly anything in 2x, or hardly anything really long 1x bricks. But once you get up to over 1,000 pieces, you know, a couple thousand of just bricks, you really get a good idea of the cross section of, you know, what types of bricks have been included in many different sets. So into groups here we have 1x1 bricks, 1x2 bricks, probably the most of the piece types, but I'm going to count these in a minute here. 1x3, 1x4, 1x6, 1x8, 1x10, 12, and 16 for the 1x's, and then you have that, you know, odd one out, the 2x2 corner with that cutout. And then we have 2x2, 2x3, 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, and 2x10. So no 2x12s in this lot, but those are definitely pretty uncommon until you get back to the old days with vintage. And then some of the other non-standard brick types that are still in this main category are the 1x1x5 pillar, the 1x2x2 pillar, the 1x2x5 kind of wall element, 1x6x5, and this is the solid brick version. So there's quite a few sets released now with the 1x6x5 panel, but that has a recess on one side, and this one is the width of a brick all the way up. And then some of the really wide 4x6, 4x, I think this is a 12, line up 2 6s here, yep, 4x12, 8x8, and 8x16 base brick is what those are called usually. The other sizes available for these kinds of bricks are 4x10, and I think there's some 10x20 sizes as well, but you know, not too bad for a lot this size to have a couple of these in the mix of other stuff. And I also put the printed bricks over here separately. Definitely more of the old Fire logo print than anything else. So here's a printed 1x16, 2 printed 2x8s with the red Fire logo stripes, and another 1x4 and 1x2 with the same logo. So 5 of those Fire prints. Some of the old vehicle styles. I like this one with kind of the car logo. I don't know if Lego is going for their own unique car logo design or if that was kind of based on something else. Here's one of the ones from the Jungle Adventure sub-theme. These are Reindeer Eyes from an old Christmas Village set, and then this is a Chinese takeout from the Big Bang Theory Ideas set, if I'm not mistaken. And then, you know, the 10 and the 5 on the yellow here. These are kind of interesting. I'm not sure what these are from, but yeah, just setting those to the side here. And then these number 1, I think, are from the Toy Story train. So a couple of nice printed bricks as well. Of course, already looking at our printed plates from this job lot earlier, and kind of seeing what that had to offer. Quite a bit more than the bricks, but really excited to kind of dig into this and see what kind of colors we got. Next up here, we're going to kind of break everything down within the specific part category by color. Alright, here's 1x1s, and as you can see, it's a pretty good spread. The brown is the highest there. The medium blue, quite a few of those. The white's up there. So kind of going from just the color groupings, we've got a couple transparent, then we've got our grayscale here. A couple of the light grays are the older one, but mostly our new version of the gray colors. A significant number of white 1x1s, then red, blue, and yellow, a little lower than I expected for the lot. A couple of greens, tan and brown, very high concentration of those, so kind of a more natural color, and then 3 of those browns are the old brown there. A couple orange, and then we've got 2 dark red, a bunch of medium blue, a bunch of sand green, then our nugget color, and 1 lonely medium orange. What's the difference here, you may ask? It's just slightly more toned to almost a natural sandy color. So maybe a little bit surprised to find just 1 in here, a little bit surprised at how many sand green there are, and also kind of interesting that there's not any dark orange 1x1s in the lot. And then other than that, of course, maybe not quite as much red, yellow, blue as I expected. Those are really common, your primary colors for bricks. Usually you are swamped with those colors and you don't have as many in the natural. Alright, there's enough 1x2s to kind of block it out into the grayscale and the other colors. So the grayscale up first, definitely overpowered by 133 white 1x2s. And then the light gray, I think there's 75 here. Dark gray has almost 30. And I did separate, these are the old and the new light and dark gray. Then there's a couple 38 black ones and a couple transparents to round out the grayscale and the transparent group. And the rest of the 1x2s. Some of the minor colors here are dark ones, earth green, earth blue, dark pink. A couple more dark reds. A nice group of olive green. Don't see that in the 1x2 very often. Surprising amount of sand green again. And just glancing at the 1x3 and the 1x4s, I think there's more sand green to come. So I'm actually thinking, maybe there was a set or two that had a disproportionate amount of sand green. Just looking at how often this shows up outside of the pick-a-brick wall, which is where I've been getting most of my bricks in that color. So yeah, not upset to see more of those at all, especially those 1x3 bricks coming up, because last time I checked, those haven't showed up on the pick-a-brick walls in stores, but I've been able to get some 1x1 and 1x4 and 1x6 now as well. So our primary colors here, red, yellow, and blue, much more representative of a larger group, but still a surprising amount of reddish brown and tan in the 1x2s here. And 1x3 is pretty standard. A lot of the grayscale, a couple of the colors, maxed out on red and reddish brown here, almost 30 reddish brown and quite a few tan as well. The dark pink showing up again here, as well as in the 1x2s, so we'll keep an eye out for that in the rest. But total of 260 1x3s, and in the last round there were 691 1x2s. I think the 1x2s are going to have the maximum here. But 1x4s coming up next year might be close. But 1x3s was about the same as 1x1s, which was 296. So we're over 1,000 pieces now, and we're just getting to 1x4s. Quite a few bricks here. And so we come to the 1x4 bricks here. Just one more additional color. Compared to the 1x3s, we did get a couple of these translucent, kind of the darkened, the tinted 1x4s. And this is actually a slightly different number because this doesn't have the pegs on the inside. So that is given a different number by the various databases that keep track of these things that I'll be using. Everything else has these little pins that help hold it to the studs beneath. Once again, quite a few in the grayscale, and then a good mix of the colors. So yeah, just our reddish brown and tan, pretty consistent throughout. Medium blue, another one that I was surprised to find so far. just has really regular appearance in this lot, along with the sand green, like I mentioned. And then this lime and dark pink both showing up a couple times through our 1x1, 2, 3s, and 4s up to this point. A couple of the white 1x4s really need some help with a hydrogen peroxide bath. In fact, if you compare, we get a little gradient going here. Not quite tan, but it's a little bit beyond what we'd hope to see with our white pieces. So again, a very used lot here. There's, you know, one or two, well, not more than one or two, but it's not a majority of these bricks are in perfect condition. There's the occasional one here and there, but most of them do have a little bit of yellowing, a little bit of scratches. They're used pieces. For our 1x4s here, 352. So not quite close to our 691 1x2s. I'm pretty sure that is the record for the bricks. Taking the award, the top award for quantity, as well as color variation with 29 colors in the 1x2 lot. So yeah, with that, I'm going to kind of call this video for the bricks. I mean, there's more to do here. We've got the 1x6s and 1x8s left. The corners themselves I haven't got to yet, and all the other kind of wacky types, and then our regular 2x. I'm just not going to cover all of that on camera. I feel like you probably get the idea of what I'm doing. In the 1x, and maybe more interesting, just, you know, more common when building modular structural stuff like that. And I will put a little count right here when I get everything counted out. So that's how many bricks we had in this mix. The bricks are by far the easiest to do because there's very little variation. You know, you get your 1x, your 2x, and then a couple of these bigger ones over here, and that's about it. But with everything else, we really start to break into different branches and subcategories and subparts, and it's going to be a more involved process. So at least getting the brick video out and doing that with the easiest case. The other stuff I do want to look at down the road. I don't think it will be quite the same format as today. But in any case, thanks for watching, guys. Much more to come with the Joblot. Like I said, this is, by the end of it, probably going to be a year-long process, and that's fine with me. You know, I like to take my time with this kind of stuff and have a little bit of a longer project to work on the slow days. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. Stick around. There's more coming up with this.